Tell me, have you ever wanted to edit your world seem a little bit too flat or boring? Guess what? You can do that in vanilla Minecraft.
No, don't let them score!
I'm really good at strafing, and I lag right when I jump. Thank you, Minecraft.
Oh!
Hashtag
No! Keep on going! Yes! What's up? It's Slowpoke back here, going to show you how to possibly edit what you know as your lovely Minecraft world. Now, you may be seeing, Zach, this seems a little bit flat. And I know it seems a little bit flat, but trust me, it's okay. All right, it's okay. So, I wanted to teach y'all some world edit commands. Not like world edit the plugin, but world edit the like editing your world, putting in like different blocks. So, speaking of putting in blocks, you're like, Zach, you could just go in here, pick a block out here, like if you wanted to build with andesite, and you could just build something out of andesite in creative. It's not that hard. Yes, but suppose you wanted to make, I don't know, make this village go away. You'd have to destroy each block by hand. Because I'm on a super flat world, and I'm like, I don't really like this village right here. It's okay. I might grab some loot from the blacksmith and then be on my way. And I'd be like, okay, yo, blacksmith, I'm about to destroy your house, but I need to make sure you don't have anything amazing in your chest, like this iron, this sword. And then I'd be like, okay, you know what? I'm not doing survival on here, so I'm just gonna clear this village out. But then it's like, wait a second. I need to destroy all these blocks by hand. You're like, I wish there was something that could help me. And trust me, there is. So the first thing we are going to learn is, oh, I guess I must have put a bonus chest. Anyways. So the first thing we're going to learn about is air. So let's say you wanted to get rid of all this grass. So the first command is called setblock. And if you want to do the coordinates, you have to do your coordinates, then you have to do the actual name of the block. Now, all these other parts are optional, but it definitely needs a block. So you can actually just do air. And since this block can be placed because we are just kind of here. So we also can fill an area with air, and it will tell you the proper usage of the command fill. You have to do coordinates of your position. Okay, so, and then you can press tab as well to help with finding your coordinates, and then you can do squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. And those little squiggles are called tildes. And what they mean is they are the X, Y, and Z where you are currently standing. What you can do is you can add a certain amount of X and Z to them. So let's say you wanted to clear this area, but you wanted to fill, only that certain area. So you get where you're facing here is negative Z, and where you're facing here is negative X. And so you have to add a negative value to the X, let's just say 10, to both X and the Z. And the first part there and the second part there are both the first part and the third part are the X's and the Z's. And what you can do then is you can say air. Oh, well, that was quite eventful. I think I moved backwards from my original spot, but you can see that filled it with air. So I actually want to do to where I can do this grass. So I want to actually get, on my Y level. You see that cleared a lot of grass. So let's go over to an area that has more grass. And so you can see that right there. And so you go shebang, and you have an open square grass. Just all yourself. So that's the basic concept with what you want to do with these houses. So if you wanted to destroy this house, we'd use probably the same command. But that actually only cleared the bottom of this house and that house. So you're like, wait a second, we can only fill one layer? And it's like, no, you can fill several layers. So let's see. This goes 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks up. So if we add 4 to the Y, that should clear the whole house. And actually it went further than that. And as you can see, I filled that without having to break a block with my hand. And I believe with one fell swoop of the fill command, or at least most of it, I can destroy that. So as you can see, I didn't destroy that, so I needed to go, I'd probably go 10, 10, 10, 10, just kind of get that out of the way. And I can just go through the village filling it with air. And so I can now build blocks where this village originally was. So I don't have to just come and destroy this by hand. And it also gets rid of some of the water source blocks. What I did not realize is that we have mobs on. What was that? Like he fell or something. I don't know. Did y'all hear that? It was like a And so as you can see, this is very, very efficient for any kind of buildings and such. For any of the villagers, we can now build new houses, and they're like all huddling where their houses used to be because it's nighttime. But as you can see, I just carved a path straight through the village. I mean, the villagers aren't going to be too happy. They're all just like, what just happened? What just happened? I'm like, get wrecked. Get wrecked, villagers. Get wrecked. So after you filled all the villages, you see, hey, there's a whole lot of gravel there in the pass. And you're like, I probably don't want gravel in the ground. I want grass in the ground. So that's what we're going to look at next. Okay, so since I've filled all this, I guess we'll be merciful to the villagers and leave them a couple of little tiny houses. But as you can see, we have some blocks floating, but there's no need to use the fill command for those. You can just kind of destroy them. You may be wondering also, whenever I press the / that's to open my commands. Whenever I press the / to open my commands, you may be saying, hey Zach, you keep on using the, and look at all my blocks filled. You say you keep on using the same command. How do you keep on using? Well, if you press the up arrow key while in the command, it will actually go to your previous command. So I've been using this one a lot. I can also go back to my previous done commands, and it actually works really well. So as I said, maybe you just don't want this gravel in here, and you kind of want to create let's say you want to create a grass path. I mean, we have some cobblestone underneath here, so apparently it's 2 layers thick. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to stand right here. You're going to do /fill again. You're going to do the squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. And since we're facing towards -z and +z, or -x, -z again, we want to, the left of us is the X direction. So we want to do like -3 because that only covers those 3 blocks. We want to do down 1 to get that cobblestone underneath there. And then we want to do, I'd say that's about 20 blocks, -20 blocks in that direction. And then we could do grass. And that's actually there's different block names you can use, and I'll go through different block names in a minute. But that actually filled 2 layers down with grass, and you can actually just kind of do it right here to get that, and it will go into here and fill the rest of this with grass, but it won't look that bad because the rest of it is already grass. So we can fill that with grass. Probably fill this with grass. I mean, look. Oh, hey, look, it did it. It filled in the rest of the well. I mean, you know, this is a great way to just. This saves you a whole lot of time whenever you're like, you want to get rid of something, but it's way too big to actually destroy by hand. You're like, hey, I can do this and get rid of it quicker. And I actually ate into a little bit of the path there. And all the villagers are probably unhappy. Oh my goodness. Are they all crammed in these little houses? That's hilarious. That is hilarious. So we can also do it for these sideways paths. We're facing towards positive x and negative z. So all we need to do is change the coordinates a little bit. We can do negative 20 for the z. Actually, we probably need to do positive 20 since we're facing towards positive x. And oops. Oh well. We can keep that there. We can fill that with air if we wanted to, but you know what? I don't really want to right now. So we're going to leave it there. And so you can get rid of all this gravel, and that can be your way of just, I mean, like literally in what? That was 10 minutes? In 10 minutes I cleared out an entire village. Almost an entire village, besides those guys over there. They're like, what do we do now? He's destroying our village. And I'm like, hey, I'm evil mastermind. So, now that we've got all the gravel filled, so now you may be saying, okay, I kind of want to build a structure here. And you're like, I want to build a giant tower of stone. And so you do /fill. And since we're back to our original stuff, we do negative x and negative z. You do negative, let's do the negative 10s again. So we do negative 10, negative 10. And then if you want to do it with any type of stone, anything that's related to stone, you would put stone and then some kind of number. So this is just regular stone. This is stone 1. That's granite. Stone 2 would be polished granite. Stone 3 would be what is this? Diorite, and stone 4 would be polished diorite. Stone 5 would be andesite. Stone 6 would be polished andesite, and I don't think we have we don't have a stone 7. It just kind of defaults back to stone. So most blocks have a variant, like wool. Wool has a lot of variants. Like if you look up wool, you have so many colors. I think there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, there's 8 right there, 8 right there. That's 16 wool colors. So if you do wool 15, you get black. If you do wool 14, you get red, and so on and so on. So that is your basic world editing commands for the person who wants to create adventure maps or whatnot and then have a halo behind them. No, that's not a command. I'm just kidding. But so if you want to create a structure, like if you're in creative or even if you're in survival, I think this will work. Or the set block is really useful for creating redstone and stuff, but I'll leave that to, I believe, Mr. Iron Engineer, because he does lots of command blocks. So with that in mind, I will see you guys next Wednesday/Thursday. Goodbye and peace.